Let's talk to one who recently left the UFC, somewhat surprisingly. He was supposed to fight Alexander Gustafsson, and then all of a sudden we find out he's not fighting Alexander Gustafsson, and we want to know about his future. One of the all-time legends, been in this game 20 years. Big Ben Rothwell joining us right now, former IFL heavyweight champion, former UFC fighter now. There he is. Big Ben, how are you, sir? There he is. Look at those fists.
Ready to rock.
Ben, we got a lot to discuss here. Thank you for the time. So let me ask you, you're supposed to fight Alexander Gustafsson in May, and then all of a sudden we find out you're out of the UFC. What happened?
So, yeah, let's clear all this up.
Yeah, let's clear it up.
A lot of people are, coming at me, UFC cut me, and what do they know? It's the UFC gets to use that press release that they released me. Nobody knows why. You hear talks of USADA, all these different things. The truth is, the fight got brought to us in January, and they announced it. There was like an announcement, stuff was going on, and me and my management sat back and were like, well, it's the last fight on our deal. What comes next? What are we going to do? So we went to the UFC and said, are we going to sign something? Are we going to get something done ahead of time for this fight? Because in my mind, I've been kind of seeing the landscape, what's going on, and my timing, and where I'm at in the picture. And they've let it go some of the big heavyweights and stuff. And I'm like, even if I go in and perform well, knocked out Gustafsson in the first round, looked great, what's going to happen next? And they came back. We asked, hey, we're going to sign a deal. And they're like, oh, let's get back to you. And they came back and said, hey, let's see what happens after this fight. And we talked about it, and we kind of suspected that was the answer, which kind of left the door open on go out and win, do great, and that's it. And we're going to let you go anyway. So I didn't like that. And we asked for a release in February. I said, I only got so many fights, and this fight was just a fight to make money. What is it really going to do? I'm going to fight Gustafsson, who is a name, but he's 0-3, and the fight is just a fight. It's just a fight to make money. And I've only got so many fights left in me to make money. So we just asked for a release, and they sat, and there was a period of time here they're going back for it. I think it caught them off surprise, if anything. I've been with them, for 13 years. So they granted it to us, and they didn't have to. So I have nothing bad to say. I've had, a good 13 years of being a professional fighter, making my living off of fighting, getting to do something I love, and they granted it to us. And then I got to hit the market.
Okay. Well, thank you for clearing that part up, because, like I said, very rare to see something like this happen. You're booked in a relatively interesting fight. Gustafsson's a name, as you said, and then it's like a few weeks ago we find out, oh, wait, Ben's not on the roster anymore. Okay, so then you hit the market. Now, when you hit the market, Ben, are you free to talk to anyone, or is this like one of those situations where there's a negotiation period, you can't talk, or is it just like, hey, you're released, God bless, you can talk to anyone?
So first round management, Abe and Melky, or let me tell you, let's go back the last 5 years. They're 100% responsible for why I'm even still fighting. I was really losing my desire, where my money was at the time, and those guys took me on. They got me a new deal at the UFC, which was very motivating for me, and they've 100% kept me excited into this, and I believed in them. So when we came to this option of, hey, let me see the market, I was kind of putting it on them. Like, I believed I did enough. I believed I had value elsewhere, and they agreed with me. So once I got released, they were able to go around, and we basically got offers from pretty much everybody. And then there was one offer that stood out from everybody, and that was the one that said, all right, these guys are excited about me, and I'm equally excited to be with them.
Okay.
Drum roll. You ready?
I'm ready.
So BKFC came with the best offer.
Wow.
Made me very excited. I believe that it's a place for me because I was doing BKFC long before MMA. So it's something that I'm a part of in my life, and something my grandfather was doing, probably not legally, but I had a history of it. And it's just kind of something that's in my blood. And I'm really excited to be with them.
So you have signed with BKFC, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Um, I don't think a lot of people were predicting that. Does this mean that your MMA career is
No, it
over?
was PFL and Bellator.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Of
That was
course. Yeah. Uh, does this mean your MMA career is over?
so. I think it's best to always keep doors open because I kind of get myself going and I get my name going back in there again, and I show the kind of entertainer that I know that I am. I get people excited again. I mean, anything is possible. What happens? But I've only got so many more years to do it. So
Yeah.
I'll just doors open for anything. Never say never. Right?
Is this deal that you signed with BKFC better than the one that you just had with the UFC?
It's a very good deal for me, and it's in short term. Yes, it is. It's a better deal. And I can't really get into too many numbers, but let's just say I'm a 6-figure fighter and I win my next 3 fights, I'll make 7 figures.
Wow.
Yes, it's a very good deal.
Good for you, man. Congratulations. So is it a 3-fight deal, a 4-fight deal? What is it?
Yeah, we're on 3 fights right now.
Okay. And do you have your debut set?
I think that's going to get figured out this week.
Okay. Like time frame, like this summer? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I heard the summer is getting talked about. I heard end of June. I'm guessing they're probably looking right now and probably want to get me going so I can become the entertainer that I love to be.
And any opponents being discussed?
I think my first fight in, I'm not sure. I think it's, somebody on the roster. I know Arnold Adams is their champ, and he got some names like Joey Beltran. He just had a bad fight, but his last opponent, obviously, somebody that's a totally game opponent. You got Alan Belcher in there, so there's definitely some guys to fight. But the first fight, I think I just got to get in there with whoever. Test the waters.
Yeah. Have you been a fan of BKFCs? Have you been watching their events as of late?
So it kind of is an interesting question because this, listening to Francis just now and just the boxing and MMA, and there's like this divide, and I'm a combat sports fan. So, I enjoy watching Tyson Fury and like how he's come across. And, let's talk business, just how Conor McGregor switched over and made all that money to fight in boxing. It's just like, look how the sports work with each other and what they can do for each other. And, hearing Francis' story, it's just like, yeah, like we're combat sports. We're supposed to be like, we can all help each other. We can all help make money. I think Tyson really stepped up to do that. And, me going to BKFC, it's a combat sports. We're going to use fists and punch each other in the head. And that's what we do in these sports. And, we're collectively all part of this.
Have you, so you kind of alluded to this, but have you ever been involved in a official bare knuckle fight?
Not official.
Okay. When's the last time you were in an unofficial bare knuckle fight?
Thankfully, it's been some time.
Okay.
When I was in my early 20s, it was pretty frequent. Like,
wow.
I was just starting out the sport. The sport saved me, essentially. Me becoming a professional and knowing what I could do helped me stay out of it. But when I was in high school and early 20s, it was it was pretty normal to fight, and that's just how it was. People always like to pick on the big guy, they test themselves, and and another big guy wanted to be the alpha of the area, and just all sorts of nonsense. And I had to just straight up defend myself, believe it or not. People coming at you on the street, guys get out of their car, you got to react, So you stick them in the face with a 1-2-1-2, and
yes,
that's bare knuckle fighting.
And for a guy your size, maybe people don't know or don't remember, like your jiu-jitsu is pretty damn great. Does that mean we're now just putting all that on the shelf, at least for now? I mean, you don't need to train that anymore, right? I mean, you might just do it for fun, but now you got to start focusing on your boxing primarily all the time.
So, correct. If you look at my striking style and what I teach, boxing has always been a foundation. I have a boxing coach I've had for years. Even with my other coaches in the past, Pat Miletich, Duke Rufus, boxing. There's always a foundation. We just added in the kicks and knees and all that. So that transition's easy. I've always loved it, and I like using my hands. I have a lot of knockouts with my hands. But the jiu-jitsu part's a sad part because I do have a passion. It was actually my first martial art was learning jiu-jitsu. And then when I met Luis Claudio, it just went over the top, getting a submission over a guy like Josh Burnett and doing things like that with the submission game. I never really got to show what I could do on my back the last 5 years. Most of that's my fault. And it probably also had something to do with why I made this transition. But yeah, it's a little bit sad, but I guess, hey, maybe the door's open to do some jiu-jitsu competition somewhere else, or, something else happens. But yeah, that's kind of just of that.
All right. Were you relieved when the UFC said, yeah, we'll let you go test the market? Like, did you feel like you could make a hell of a lot more money outside and felt like the run in the UFC had come to an end? Or was there a part of you that was hoping that they would say, hey, we're going to give you this and that, and we want you to stick around?
Well, I came to them originally like wanting to. I've been with you for 13 years. Hey, I want to know that I'm going to go through another one of these training camps. Just let me know, like, hey, if I go through this and do well, I'm going to have another fight after. And it's just business. I get it. When they let go of Junior and at Overeem, there was a big flag for me that I knew they were making some big changes in the company because those, they wanted Junior especially wanted him there and they didn't want him. And I knew he was on a bad streak. I get it. You can't lose 4 fights and just think it's normal. Like obviously there's things in play there, but Overeem's always been an anchor heavyweight. And that was kind of surprising. And I kind of knew the writing on the wall. It's like older guys are getting rid of the older guys. So when I asked for release, it wasn't like relief. There was anxiety because I didn't know what was going to happen. There's a lot of unknown, but I was taking a chance on myself, and I believed in my management. So when they gave us the release, it was just like there was just those weeks of what's going to happen. This is whole new territory for me. For 13 years, it's just about the next fight. I'm in the UFC. I have a contract. I'm good to go. And this was a whole new territory for me. I haven't been here in a long time. And it was kind of exciting too, especially when offers started coming in and things like that. But initially, I was in the unknown territory.
Was there any part of you that was thinking, let me get this last one, do something spectacular against a name like Gustafsson, and then I'll be an even bigger name? Or when they couldn't guarantee you, something after this fight, did you feel like, okay, there's no point in going through with this?
So being with them, I didn't have a good last fight. And I guess that's what probably led to me coming to this because I was so upset with myself. Like I do have really good jiu-jitsu. Like everybody around me that trains me knows it. I've shown it, little blinks of it. And to go in my last fight and literally stand there and let a dude, a known striker, blast me in the nose and lose in 30 seconds, which has never happened in my entire career, was just forget how I've disappointed everybody else is. I'm disappointed. It really, really upset me that I would foolishly go in there and stand there and not be the aggressive fighter that I am. And, it's like, oh, Ben, you're not going to get a chance to go to the UFC to get to win the title that you've always wanted. At least go out there and knock a guy out before you leave. And all of those things went in my head. And I'm just like, I'm over it. I'm over it. I've done this for so long. I'm past the point where I need to be excited again. I want to fight in front of people again. I want to get with the fans. I want to get promoted. I want to have a win mean something. And just to get my character back, not fighting in front of people and not being able to be myself has been crippling for me the last 5 years. They threw a uniform on us and basically I feel like my hands have been chained and I just feel like there's so much more to me and more to show. And that's what's got me most excited. I get to be me again and I get to come out and entertain and become the animal that I know I can be.
You mean you don't get excited fighting at the Apex? You don't like the Apex vibe?
It's not for me.
This is exciting. So are we going to see like you come out in some sort of like, what are we going to wear? Because I feel like there's a dark side.
I want to get fucking nuts, man. I'm ready to entertain.
Let's go, man.
Get going and
yes. What do we got? We got any ideas?
Come on now. You know how this goes. That's why you got to come watch me fight.
That's
right.
right.
We're going to find out the date, and you got to tune in and see what the hell. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want the actual idea. I just wanted to know if you had ideas. I feel like you could come out to some sort of like Sith Lord type of thing, you know, with the music. I mean, I feel like we could do something real sinister.
I'm with you.
Oh,
bring the Dark Lord back.
This is great. This is wonderful.
I want to be this multi-villain though. I want to be able to just do a lot. There's a lot. Yeah, there's so many ideas, man. It's fun again. It's really fun. It's already shown in my training, and everybody around me just are like, you even sound different. It's because I'm excited again.
Wow.
I'm excited to show what this is about.
You know, some people who have maybe peas for brains will say like, oh, there goes Ariel hating again. No, the reason why we fall in love with fighters is because of their uniqueness, because they are these larger than life characters. They're sometimes quirky. They're sometimes sinister. That's why we fell in love with Chuck, right? Chuck, part of the reason was he had this look. He had the mohawk. He had the tattoo. He had the cool shorts. Tito had the cool shorts with the fire. Look at Tyson Fury coming out, sitting on a throne. Like, this is a part of the fight game. And when they slap these uniforms on you guys and you all kind of look the same, and now especially you add the Apex stuff to the concoction, it all just looks the same and feels the same every Saturday, except for once a month when they're going to a location for a pay-per-view. That's not why we fall in love with fighting. So you're echoing all the things that I say on this show almost on a weekly basis, and I'm happy to hear you say it because, the fans need to know that you guys don't like this as well, right? You're not signing up for this. You want to be yourself. You want to dress the way you want to dress. You want to act the way you want to act.
I had words with the brass right when the Reebok thing happened. After for the Josh Barnett fight, I'm like, listen, it was my first because I fought Matreon and I got through the Cape. I laughed. Everybody was going nuts. I'm like, finally, I found my way. I'm in this, and I felt it. And then Josh Barnett came, and I had my cloak on, and they come out before I was about to enter, and they're like, Ben, you got to take that off, or they're gonna take your money away, and this and this and that. And Reed Harris was the one that did it, but Reed was like, I knew it wasn't Reed. Like, he didn't want this. I just knew the brass was gonna come down. I took the cape off. I'm like, dude, I don't want to cause any problems for you. I respect people behind the scenes in the UFC too much. There's a lot of people that never get talked about, and that's why the company's so awesome. People like him and Alien Medical. I'll just throw out some names real quick because I love those people. 13 years, I had a great experience working with everybody behind the scenes. They don't get enough credit. But anyway, that was at that moment. I'm like, I went out, I fought good against Josh, and then I called and got on the phone call with UFC Brass. I'm like, hey, listen, I'll let you guys keep my $10,000. Just let me wear my, cloak. Let me do my thing. And they go, listen, you try to wear that, and then we will stop the show. And I won't just take your Reebok money. I'll take your prize money. Like, we're going to charge you for not letting the fight happen. And all this came at me, and I'm just like, okay, all right.
Damn.
So I fight, but I've never been the same. I just feel like a part of me got taken away. I finally found something I was like, really love this. And it was just instantly, as fast as I got it, it was taken away. And it is what it is, man. It was business. For them, it makes total sense. If I'm the brass, I get it. It's a business. We need to make money. This is how we're making money. I get it. But as me as an athlete, it's absolutely sucked. And just how I felt for a lot of years. And as you said, can you just imagine WWE if every single guy came out wearing the same thing?
Yeah.
What makes WWE special? You got characters.
Yeah.
People love to get those individuals. And I love that aspect of it, but I was like a real life version of it.
Yeah.
There's no skit here. I get to be this, and I'm gonna go out and really fight a guy and really punch someone's fucking head in. It was a new excitement, and well, doesn't matter, Ariel. Moving forward, and this is what comes. This is what's coming now. Now we get to do it.
Oh man, what a scene. Now you're gonna let your real inner freak fly. I like this. You're just gonna let him. This is 7 years. That was 2015, I think, the Josh Barnett fight, right? If my memory serves me correct. 15, 16, something like that?
January 2016.
16, yeah, okay. Yeah. So,
but it's been too long.
6.5 years it's been. 6.5 years you've left. I can't even imagine what you're going to come out with whenever you make this debut. It's going to be super freak style. Look at
Keep talking like that. I don't have to go over the top, man. Yeah.
I love it. And no concerns about, I mean, like the not, the hands, a lot of breaks, the face, none of that. I mean, there's no padding here. It's bare knuckle. I don't know if you know this.
Oh, let me just tell you something. There's a secret.
Okay.
I don't wear hand wraps in my fights. They got onto that, and that glove comes to about like here anyway. So I've been essentially fighting bare knuckle. Like when you look at some of our faces after fights, like but you got to worry about elbows and knees and shins. So you can get brutalized MMA pretty good, and you can put it on. So I just have some less weapons to deal with. I just worry about using these, and wow. God bless. I have rocks for hands, so it's a good fit for me.
How do you get away with not doing the wraps with the commission and all that?
I had to sign away that if I broke my hand or something, not all the time, but some commissions, I had to sign saying if I break my hand, I was on my own. So
wow.
I did it, no problem.
And why don't you like the wraps?
For me, it was restrictive. No matter how light I got the wrap, it would restrict some grip. And in MMA, my grip was a big deal.
Wow. And how long have you been doing this?
It became like a known thing. Okay, so we kept the wraps because they would make me just put tape, literally a tape around, and that was it. And I kept them. So Brendan Schaub was probably the first one that I really said, I'm not wearing wraps no more.
Wow. You go to PF Chang's after that fight?
PF Chang? Why PF Chang? Where does this come from? I forget the joke. What the PF Chang's?
Sorry. That was stupid. So wow, no wraps. That's crazy. And you've never broken your hand?
Listen, don't put that shit on me, Ricky Bobby.
No, I'm just saying.
No, I haven't. So I'm good.
That's like
don't you put that hate on me.
I don't know if you're probably not a baseball fan. Are you a baseball fan?
Not so much.
There's a select few guys, and there were a couple on the team that I rooted for, the Montreal Expos, who didn't wear batting gloves, and they were like super anomalies. They didn't like the way it felt, and I mean that's super old school. So I mean that's what you were. I mean obviously you're punching someone in the face. It's completely different, even worse, and potentially more harmful. But I don't know if a lot of people do that. I think who is it? Someone with Faraz. Was it Rory? Someone told. Yeah, I think it was Rory who said he didn't like hand wraps too. But not a lot of people. So this is going to be cake. So to recap, you've signed with BKFC, 3-fight deal, debut sometime in the summer. They should give you an immediate title shot, no? I mean, I feel like you're going to waltz right in there, no?
Honestly, if I'm BKFC, you need to put me in there and let me get, everything you and I just talked about. There's got to be some build-up, right? Does a WWE star come in and go right to the title? No, he's got to have his introduction match.
All right. I was looking out for you.
Right? We got to get people talking, brother.
All right. I was looking out for you. I can't wait to hear the laugh. I can't wait to see the outfit. I can't wait to see everything that you bring to the table. Finally, Big Ben gets to let his freak fly. Finally, we get to see the real you. After all this time being suppressed, 6.5 years, you are free, my friend. Congratulations on the deal. Congratulations on being free. And thank you so much for coming on the program and talking about this. I really appreciate it. I'm very happy for you.
Hey, likewise, it's an honor to come on and be with you. You've been with our sport for so long, and you're a big voice for all of us. Combat sports.
Amen.
So thank you for doing your thing, and we're with you, brother.
Thank you, Ben. I appreciate it. Congrats on the deal as well. I'm happy that you're getting paid what you deserve. So well done to you and the entire team on betting on yourself. Can't wait for the debut. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
All right, there he is. Big Ben Rothwell.